dear, why did we watch ThanksKilling?
Because it's Thanksgiving.
But I'm not American.
But I am, and you're the one that said it's Thanksgiving, so let's do it.
I guess.
It's your fault.
It kind of is.
It is.
But I also kind of was joking, but also I just don't even know anymore. Do I really have to explain what happens in this movie?
Yeah. You good there, buddy? You okay?
Alright, we open up on tits.
We do.
Just that's it. Just tits. Like, tits out. Zoomed out a little bit, we find out it's a pilgrim of some sort. But her tits are just out and she's just running and they're flopping everywhere. No understanding or reason why, other than she's the porn star that they got for the movie. Then, as she's running, it's like, okay, something's chasing her. What is it? It's the turkey.
Yep.
There's the turkey. There it is.
Would you like to know his name?
It has a name? Is it Tom?
It's Turkey, but with an IE.
Fuck off.
Anyway.
That's awful. Alright, so we get... Turkey basically grabs an axe and kills her, and it's like, okay, kill a turkey, porn star's dead, whatever, we get it. Okay, this is our villain. And then we cut to a fucking 50-minute long intro sequence that they have the entire credits, like special effects by, sound design by, like just all the credits in the intro. I don't understand what they were thinking.
They also put the credits at the end too, which is fun.
They also put the credits at the end, but it's not the weird sort of intro Marvel cutscene thing that we say. But then we cut to main characters that I do not give two shits about. We have the redneck Billy, the jock Johnny, the slut Allie was her name, I think.
I believe so.
And the pure Christian girl Kristen.
Yep.
And then along comes Darren, who's this obviously the nerd, and has this weird thing about constantly like drooling, and it makes no sense. It doesn't come up the rest of the movie, but he just keeps drooling and like slurping his mouth like a. It's fucking weird, and they keep focusing on it as if it's going to come back.
What it reminds me of is like if you have braces on, and then in that case,
he doesn't.
But he doesn't have braces on, and that's the problem.
Was he meant to have braces on?
He might have, but like he didn't. There are multiple times in this movie where they try to portray them as like kids, so.
I guess. Anyway. He walks up to the jock, and the Billy comes up to him and he's like, hey, we're best friends. And then he's like, you can come with us on this trip. And the nerd's like, oh man, you're Johnny? I know you. You're that quarterback. You're the backup one. Oh, but not the main one. The main one sucks. Trent sucks, man. You'd be a better quarterback. Long conversation that means nothing. Then we cut immediately. Well, a whole heap more happens, but it doesn't fucking matter at all. All of them get in a car and drive away. Then we cut over to another redneck man in the woods with a dog that is way too fancy to be, like, with him. Like, it's essentially Lassie, which, if I remember right, those dogs are really expensive, aren't they?
No. Not so much, but they are herding dogs, so that's not uncommon for someone who's, like, living in the country. But, like, to have a mutt more than anything would be more common.
Okay, but he's not living in the country. He's living in a shack in the forest.
Yeah, well, maybe he just found... I don't know.
Anyway, he's got a dog, and the dog runs off, and he's like, oh, man, you better be okay, dog. Okay, and then we cut back to our group of main characters in the car, having a wonderful conversation about what they're going to get up to. They say the fat redneck stinks. The Christian girl's not that smart. The slut's even dumber. then then they're like, "Oh man, you're thankful for like your friends and family. That's gay." And then the jock just goes, "Whoa, hang on, man. There's nothing gay about spending time with your family at Thanksgiving. I think it's the best thing you can do." It's like really fucking weird.
They get real into it for real
and then,
quick.
Yeah, and then he's like, I miss Thanksgiving ever since like I didn't have a good relationship with my dad ever since like some fucking weird thing. I don't know what it actually was because all I've written is old man dead in football accident, because we get a dumb flashback to him throwing the football to who we presume is his dad, but we don't see another person, so it's fucking dumb. Anyway, what were you saying?
So his dad is the one that taught him how to throw a pigskin way back when, so football was always their thing. And when he got moved from first quarterback to second quarterback, his dad decided to no longer talk to him. It basically means, because you're not number one in the football team, I'm not going to talk to you. That's all it means.
You know, that concept was already done way better in a little movie called The Breakfast Club.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, and they even tackled that sort of concept of toxic masculinity within...
Are you saying this movie is trying to be The Breakfast Club?
Families. No, and it's kind of insulting to even suggest that. But... Fuck this movie. They could have made such a good movie with this. Mm-hmm. Like, it would have been such a good movie. Anyway. Then the nerd is like, I'm gonna have sex this weekend. I'm gonna fuck someone who's in this car. I'm gonna fuck one of you. Like a weird threat.
Yeah.
And then... Okay. And then... Jesus Christ. This is the start of the worst running joke in the entire movie.
Yeah.
Because the slut's like, well, it's not gonna be with me. I'm a prude. And then the Christian girl is like, You're not a prude. I gotta make sure I word this correctly. Actually, no, fuck it. I don't care if I get it correct or not. She's like, the Christian girl goes like, oh, you're totally not a prude. Your legs stay open longer than the John Benet Ramsey case. Like,
your legs are harder to keep closed than the John Benet Ramsey case.
It's fucking... It's such a dumb, bad joke, and, like, it's very clear whoever wrote it was, like, very, very proud of it.
Yes.
Anyway, then we cut back to the dog. The dog has found a...
Yeah.
An Indian totem in the ground and starts peeing on it. I mean, sorry. The dog stands in front of the frame while the director points a bottle of pee, or pea-coloured liquid, at the grave. And then we get the noise of the turkey arising from this grave.
Yeah. And
it starts gobbling the piss, and it's like, oh, I'm pissed. And then it kills the dog.
Yes.
Dog's dead. It's fine. Sorry, dog. And then we cut to a couple who we've never seen before, never been mentioned before, and it's this man with a fake mustache and a sheriff's hat.
Yep.
He's sitting at the table, he gets his coffee from his wife, and he's like, oh man, this coffee tastes like shit, Carolyn. And she's like, that's because I took a shit in it. He's like, well then you can leave then. Like, I want a divorce. And then she's just gone.
Yeah. She's basically like, I took a shit in your coffee, I want a divorce. Bye.
Yeah, and so then we find out, okay, this is Kristen's dad, and she's like calling him, and the group in the car, one of them over goes like, here, toss me a beer. And then he goes, tossing's illegal. You better not be doing any tossing. And she's like, Daddy, I ain't drinking. Oh, by the way, your stepmother left me. Then
okay,
we come back to the group in the car. We come back to the group in the car, and they have to stop because the smoke bomb went off under the hood.
Yeah.
This movie's so bad. So the fat guy's like, hey, let's just party here. We got tents, we got beer. Sure. And then the nerd has a pillow somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And he falls over. And everyone's like walking off into the forest to find a place to camp. Even though they could have just camped next to the car, whatever. But he sits down and he finds a sign that says, welcome to Krawberg. Oh, spooky. Oh, no.
Gamb, what's Krawberg?
This is when we get the weirdest, worst, most insulting part of the movie.
If you didn't know at this point, this movie's bad. Like, legitimately, it's bad.
The nerd is like, okay, here, I'll give you exposition on what Krawberg is and about the myth of the killer turkey.
Yep.
And it cuts to this really bad cartoon.
Yep.
That has caricatures of people and, like, incredibly racially insensitive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, pretty racist.
Shit that goes on. Long story short, in the realm of this universe of stories, an old Native American cursed the land because, I don't know, what was the reason they gave again? Was it just white people bad?
White people bad, and every 505 years a turkey will come back and fucking kill all the white people.
That's right, every 505 years. Why 505?
I don't know.
I don't understand 505. Is it just because it had been 505 years since the first Thanksgiving? Is that why?
Maybe.
Probably. Anyway. Yeah, so every 505 years a turkey will rise and kill everyone. All the white people that it finds because... Yep. And then the nerd's like, all the turkeyologists in the world have been like, this is such a bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
All the turkeyologists in the movie are founded about the timing of when the turkey will come, and oh, it's actually 45 minutes. Oh no.
Yep.
It's so bad.
Yep.
Anyway. Sorry.
It's a trip.
I'm just reading my notes, and I don't know what this means, because I'll just read my notes. I think we cut to a completely unrelated couple.
Mm-hmm.
Turkey accidentally cut him. Die, turkey! You don't belong in this world! Did the turkey kill his wife?
So, the guy goes out looking for his dog, finds his dog dead, and the turkey eating him.
Oh, that's right.
And he goes, I'm gonna kill all you fucking white people. And he's like, you killed my dog and my wife. And it's like, oh, okay.
Well, he's like, first my wife, now my dog. And it's meant to be implied like, oh, he lost his wife, now he's lost his dog.
Yeah.
But the way the line is written kind of implies that the turkey killed his wife when that's not what they meant to intend, but it very much... We're taking it that way because this movie's awful.
Or his dog is his wife.
Yeah, and then he's like, die, turkey, and then the turkey's like, no.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to the group of teens, and they're like, there's no such thing as an evil turkey. There's no turkey. Let's just sleep. And then a bunny flies out of nowhere
Squealing.
into the fire. And the jock's like, whoa, calm the F down. That was shit. Because you can't say fuck, apparently.
I don't know.
And he's like, it's alright, bunnies do this all the time. It's like, what?
This happens in the woods all the time.
And then, okay, this is a scene. They have like a scene talking about who's going to sleep in what tent, because they've only got 2 tents. And there's a very obvious joke they could have done, where it's like, they only have 2 tents, everyone kind of wants to sleep in the same tent as someone else, because then they'll be able to fuck. So it's like, the obvious joke is, they all somehow end up sleeping in the same tent, and one of the tents ends up just empty.
Mm-hmm.
One of the tents just ends up completely empty, so there's nothing, like, there's no one in that tent. That's an obvious joke. Not exactly the best joke, but it's a joke. Instead, they're like, I want to sleep with you. Well, I want to sleep with you. And then they just sleep in random tents and nothing comes of it.
Yep.
It's just, I think, entirely setting up a joke about sleeping in a tent with someone else and they go nowhere with it. Mm-hmm. So everyone sleeps in a tent except for Billy, who just sleeps in a sleeping bag outside, who then wakes up to the hillbilly, the hag, sorry, he calls himself a hag, standing over him with a shotgun saying, I protected you from the turkey. And he's like, there's no such thing as turkey. And he's like, well, what's that turkey droppings on your chest then? And it's just chocolate-covered marshmallows.
Yeah.
He knocks them off himself and he's like, oh god, maybe there was a turkey. Alright, moving along. We get to the first sexual scene in the movie. Mm-hmm. The group has moved on, and now the turkey's got to follow them somehow.
Yeah.
How does the turkey follow them, dear?
You're gonna make me say it.
I was just gonna say, you just had to say the words carjacking. You didn't have to elaborate on what the turkey did to get in the car.
Yeah, carjacking. Carjacking a random car on the side of the road.
Well, not just a random car, Jared Fogel's car, because it kind of looked like that guy was Jared Fogel. So he gets in the car, and for some reason, the guy in the car thinks, like, he's picking up the turkey so he can fuck the turkey, because he's like, man, that's a tight ass you got. I want to fuck that ass.
That turkey
and the turkey,
ass.
There's a kind of funny joke in there where the turkey's, like, a little bit insecure. He's like, no, this ain't your ass, this ain't for anyone, no.
Yeah.
Like, again, glimpses of funny moments here, but they're drowned out by a shitty joke where, like, the turkey's getting fucked. Mm-hmm. But it then gets escalated because the turkey pulls a shotgun out of nowhere, puts it in the guy's face, and says, you got a family. The guy's like, don't kill me, I got a family, I got a daughter. And the turkey's just like, call her up, say Happy Thanksgiving. He's like, oh, hey, daughter, I will be there soon. Happy Thanksgiving. And the turkey shoots him while he says it.
He shoots him while he says, tell your mother So
then we cut back to the group again. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even bother to write down what the context of them using the joke a second time was. But the John Benet Ramsey case joke comes up again.
Yeah.
I just didn't care because it wasn't funny. Mm-hmm. It doesn't fit, and it's completely awkward.
Yeah.
And then we then we meet the jock's dad, who just looks like a really old Carl Urban.
Well, there's a scene before that's important to me, which is that they try to frame him shorter than the mom, which is hilarious.
So he's standing in the doorway of his own house talking to his mother, who is very clearly younger than him. Mm-hmm. And so they kind of frame it so she's taller than him, but in, like, subsequent scenes, they frame it they completely forget that when they're in the scenes together. So it's like, you just don't even know how to frame your fucking shots.
Yep.
So yeah, we meet Jock's parents, and as per my notes, Dad's dead, thanks turkey. Mom's dead, thanks turkey. And then we cut to the Jock in the car.
Well, okay, one more thing. There's the Jock lies to his dad and says, actually, Dad, I am first quarterback now. And so the dad starts talking to the son again because of the lie. And he's like, you're the best son ever. Like, I love you so much. And he's like, yeah, I love you too, Dad. It's just fucking hilarious.
But then we cut to the car where the Jock's like having a breakdown. He's like, no more parents, no more dad, there's no more mom, and there's no more pumpkin pie.
No more cranberry sauce, no more pumpkin pie, it's only turkey.
It's only turkey now. It's like meant to be like a weirdly emotional like scene, but it's not. And then we cut to the slut having sex with someone. Mm-hmm. And the turkey comes in on the scene and is like, oh, yeah, pink pumpkin pie. Haha, get it? So he sneaks up, kills the guy that's fucking her. They're fucking doggy style, by the way. So
with clothes
he kills the guy with clothes on, of course. That's the only Christian way to have sex, dear. Mm-hmm. He kills the guy, and the girl's like, wow, you didn't even last that long, without looking back to, like, look at him.
Because blood sprayed everywhere.
Yeah, because blood sprayed everywhere. Also, they're really quiet while they're having sex, probably because they didn't want to wake the neighbors. Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. And then the turkey starts fucking her and is very audible, like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking turkey, I'm gonna fucking fuck you. Fucking fuck. And then she's like, wait, what? And he's like, you just got stuffed. And she's like, what? And then he kills her.
Mm-hmm.
She just magically died. And then we get...
He snapped her neck.
Oh, shut up.
He snapped her neck.
Snapping neck... It's not just something that happens. It's really hard to snap someone's neck.
He's a magical demon turkey.
Sure. Then we cut back to the group, and they've caught up to the slut's house, and they're like, oh no, she's dead. And then the nerd tries to make the final JonBenet Ramsey joke again, but it falls flat amongst the group. And it's meant to be, like, funny, but it's not, because the joke wasn't funny to begin with. I'll tell you what is funny, though. The jock finds a Gravid Flavy condom wrapper amongst her dead body. And... yeah, that's the start of a joke.
Yep.
So, and then they're like, we gotta fucking finish this turkey before it kills us all. And Kristen's like, my dad has books. Maybe we can find something there. And then we get the best scene in the entire fucking movie. So the dad is, like, sorting through his mail, and he's like, oh man, today's the day. Or, like, contest or something. He looks at his fridge, and it just says win contest with a turkey on it.
Yeah.
And so you hear a ding-dong, and he goes to the door, and he's just dressed as a turkey now. So I guess it's like a costume thing that he's dressing up as. And we cut... He's like, oh, I guess there's no one there. And then the turkey's, like, down here. He's like, oh, hello there. And the turkey's wearing those glasses and mustache combination
with
thing.
the fake nose.
And with the fake nose. And the father's like, oh, are you one of Kristen's friends? He's like, yeah, I'm just waiting for her.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, well, you can wait in here if you want. And it's the funniest fucking thing. That the turkey, they're just sitting at opposite ends of the table. It's framed hilarious. They're kind of silent. Yeah. And they just start talking to each other about, like, just random things.
How's the weather?
But then,
it's been pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, but the problem is, the minute they start, like, actually having dialogue is when they start ruining the scene. And, quote, my notes just say, an actually funny scene. The dad is the funniest character in this movie. And they ruined the scene. And they brought it back again. And they ruined it again. And it's back! And they ruined it again.
Yeah.
Basically, the scene ends with, the entire scene goes through and the turkey's like, I'm gonna kill him, because he keeps calling me like a duck or something. And he's like, but I'll just leave now and I'll find the girl later. But then he's like, man, that is one weird duck. And the turkey's like, that's it, I'm killing him now. It's like, no, this scene could have been so much funnier if you didn't kill him.
Yeah.
But he did. And then we get the second funniest scene in this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's so bad. And this entire time, like, when we cut back to the dad the first time, I was like, is that a fake mustache he's wearing? And I was like, why did they give him a fake mustache? And then we find out why they gave him a fake mustache.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Because the group has arrived at the house, they knock on the door, and the turkey opens the door wearing the father's face, which is just a Halloween mask that they bought, torn up a little bit, with the fake mustache on it. Which is a clever way of doing it, I guess. And then we get some dumb dialogue about how, like, Kristen's like, oh, Dad, I would die if it wasn't for you. And then the turkey's like, you'll die because it's me. And she's like, what? I didn't hear you. I'm standing right in front of you, but I didn't hear what you were saying. And turkey's like, oh, nothing, darling, I love you. Mm-hmm. And then we get a montage of them researching through books on how to kill the turkey. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, the nerd finds the Turkeynomicon.
Yep.
I don't think that's what it actually was, but we like to call it that because it's funny.
It was the book of the turkeyology and turkeyologist demonology, and various sci-fi.
So they find the Turkeynomicon, and they discover that they have to remove his amulet of magical MacGuffinness, because, you know, that's how this movie works. Mm-hmm. Even though, like, the amulet had nothing to do with it in the end. Like, It makes no fucking sense. So then Billy walks off and is like, he finds the sheriff, the turkey standing over the sheriff, and he's like, "Oh, hey, sheriff, what do you got there?" And then he's like, "Wait a minute. If that's the sheriff, you must be Turkey."
Yep.
Not, you must be the turkey, just you must be Turkey.
Which is why I think that they picked the name Turkey.
Yeah. But Billy doesn't know that his name is actually whatever. The group joins him, and the turkey's like, "Here's why I do what I do. Because white people stole the land." And the jock just goes, "But we gave you some land back and casinos. Mm-hmm. Isn't that enough to make up for what we did?"
It's like the turkey, right there.
Yeah, and then the turkey's like, "No, prepare to be dead." Yep. That's literally what he says.
Yep.
The turkey, they try to grab the turkey to kill it. They grab the amulet, and then the turkey runs off because they haven't read the rest of the book to figure out how to kill him. Oh no, because it's in fucking algebra? Yep. It's written in algebra. Like, it's not even an actual, like, cipher or anything. It's just written in algebra.
I think it's like trigonometry.
Well, it's literally just like x squared plus x cubed plus x to the power of 4 plus x2. Like, it's just written by someone who thinks that's a joke. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's not funny though. But that's the majority of this movie. It's like, this is a joke, but it's not funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, the turkey escapes, and they're like, "Oh man, whatever." You tell I didn't give a shit?
Yes.
The Christian girl starts, like, talking to the jock and is like, "Man, I love you. Like, I'll let you be my quarterback any day." Mm-hmm. And then for some reason, Billy's just outside.
Yep. He left.
He just left, and he's walking outside like he's intoxicated.
I believe that he's hungry is what it is, but that still isn't...
Yeah, but he walks around like he's drugged.
Yeah.
Like he's out of his mind on drugs, because then he sees a fake turkey that, like, shimmers and is like, "Eat me, Billy, eat me." Mm-hmm. And so Billy eats it whole, and then the turkey pops out of his chest and says, "Gobble, gobble, motherfucker."
With the shotgun.
That's what I call foul. Well, with the shotgun. The shotgun's the most important part. Again, This movie could have been a lot funnier. Like I said, the turkey having the shotgun is the funniest thing about that turkey.
Yeah.
Like, if the turkey killed everyone with that shotgun, this would have been great.
Oh, yeah.
And then... Okay, then the weirdest part of the movie happens, because the rest of the group shows up, finds Billy's dying body, and Darren immediately goes over to it and has like a 5-minute long, "Billy, no, don't die. Oh, no, but we're best friends forever, Billy, but don't die. No, the turkey got you. I'll never forgive the turkey. No.
I love you, no.
I'm sorry, Billy. I love you." And then we get a montage.
Yes, we do.
Gay montage of them, like, frolicking in the woods together and playing on swings and feeding each other ice cream. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yep.
Anyway, that ends, and then they're like, "Hey, we figured out how to kill the turkey. We gotta burn him at the stake and say a demonic prayer backwards."
Yep.
So...
Because if you say a demonic prayer backwards, it becomes a holy prayer.
So we gotta go to... We gotta find... if we can't find the turkey, that means it's at its teepee. But if it's not at its teepee, then it means it's killing one of your friends, and that's when it went to kill Billy. So then they're like, "Oh, I know where the teepee is. It's on the side of the road." So They find the teepee, and they're like, "What we gotta do?" "Well, you go around back and tie it up, Darren. Here, do you have some rope?" And it's just a piece of fucking string.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they go in the teepee. It's big on the inside because the teepee is inside a building, because you can hear through the audio it's bouncing off hard walls.
Yep.
And so he ties it up by looping it around once, and then I guess not even tying it, he just loops it around and then lets go.
Yep.
The turkey's stuck there. They read the prayer backwards, and it's like, oh man, no, it hurts. Oh no, and the turkey's like, that's not enough. I'm not gonna die. You can't kill me. And the turkey just runs because he didn't tie the legs. It's like, oh, okay, the turkey's running. He runs out the door, and then the hag is there, and he's like, not this time, asshole. And the turkey goes, oh fuck, and gets shot into a dumpster. And that's the end of the movie, dear.
Yep. That's totally the end of the movie.
So, yeah, what happens after that is they all go over to the dumpster and they're like checking that the turkey's dead. And it's like, okay, turkey dead. Useless character dialogue that doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. Whatever. And then we see that... Oh, yeah. Sorry, I missed the most important line. The jock says, let's go back to Kristen's place and watch the movies.
Yeah.
Which... Anyway. They go back to the place. And we cut back to the dumpster, and it's not actually a dumpster, it's a nuclear waste disposal dumpster. No, the turkey's irradiated now. They spray painted it green, dear.
Oh no! Well, no, they didn't even spray paint it green. It was a CG effect.
So, Kristen and the jock are sitting there on the couch next to Darren, who looks pretty fucking angry for some reason. They're talking about, like, oh man, we did it.
Well, he's a cool kid now, and he doesn't have his glasses, and he's one of the cool kids now.
Yeah, sure. So they're just, like, fucking right in front of Darren, and Darren's like, oh, well, I'm gonna go get some food then. He steps over them as they're fucking, mm-hmm. which is pretty funny. And he's, like, looking in the fridge, trying to make something. We're like, oh, he's gonna make a turkey sandwich? That'd be pretty funny. And then he gets one of those turkey thermometers shoved in his ass.
Yep.
And
there's
what did the turkey say
there
again?
is like a tung noise. You're done, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. The turkey says, you're done. And then the turkey grabs his tongue, rips it out, starts pecking his chest. It's like, okay, this is a fairly decent kill. It could have been better, but whatever. The other two are done fucking. And they're like, okay. Oh, wait, no, sorry. My apologies. We missed the best part about that. Darren's laying there dying. And suddenly Billy appears in an ethereal glow, saying, come on, Darren. Come on. Come on. Come up to heaven. I'm waiting for you. There's no turkeys in heaven, Darren.
There's no turkeys up here.
There's no turkeys up here. Which is just great. Mm-hmm. It's... They could have made it so good. But anyway, the other two are finished fucking, and they're like, hey, where's Darren? Johnny goes to find out, and magically the turkey turned the lights off in the kitchen.
Yep.
Johnny's like, oh no, there's Darren! And the turkey stabs him with the turkey carver and just keeps going up and down with that turkey carver.
Yep.
They manage to knock the turkey away, and then he and Kristen run away to a shed outside. And Kristen's like, do you still have that lighter on you? And Johnny's like, yeah, take it. I'm dying, though. And she's like, it's okay. She grabs an aerosol can, lights the turkey on fire, and then we get, like, flashback audio to, the turkey must be burnt at the stake in order to properly die. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I forget the one-liner she uses.
I don't
Do you remember?
No.
It's some bad one-liner that the actress says terribly. And she hits the turkey with a baseball bat, and it lands in a bonfire that was just sitting there, I guess.
Apparently, in some places, a bonfire on Thanksgiving is a normal thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Anyway, the turkey's dead now, and she's the only one alive, and she grabs a turkey leg that's just on the ground and starts eating it. And the hag's like, I forget what the hag says to her, but he's like, oh, you're a hardened war criminal now. And she's like, yep, turkey's dead, whatever. And then we cut to a random family with the royalty-free music that so many YouTubers use that Deer and I, the minute we heard it, started laughing our fucking asses off. And there's this family around the table at Thanksgiving. We're like, what the fuck is the point of this? Like, we don't know any of these characters. What's going on? Mm-hmm. And then, like, weird, like, as they're saying, like, grace, I'm like, oh, something's gonna come out of the turkey, isn't it?
Yes.
I was wrong,
Wow.
because nothing comes out of the turkey. The turkey vibrates, and then gets up and says, "Do I smell sequel, biatch?"
Yep.
And then it goes, "Ooh, ah, ah, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da."
It actually
And
kind of
the
does,
credits
though.
roll.
That's the bad part.
Yeah. And, well, that's the end of that chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And next year we're gonna make the mistake of watching the next one, because there is a sequel. There's 2 sequels.
Well, no. So, okay. So, an interesting thing about this, about ThanksKilling, is that there is no ThanksKilling 2, but there is a ThanksKilling 3.
Isn't there a ThanksKilling 4?
I thought there was. I don't know if there is. We'll find out.
There's a ThanksKilling musical.
No, stop it. Stop looking up stuff. That was supposed to be a surprise.
Sorry.
Wow. How dare you? So, yeah, this one was bad in the idea that we're laughing mostly at how bad it was. There were some funny parts, but it was mostly bad.
I was, like, frustrated at how bad it was, though, because it was like, you could turn this into a fairly decent black comedy.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, they're so lazy with how they made it. It's like, it's frustrating. It's not so bad it's good. It's not just bad. It's, like, frustrating, because it's like every now and then there's glimpses of some really good, funny movie in here.
Mm-hmm. So would it surprise you if I said that this was a college movie?
No, but it disappoints me.
Okay. It was a college movie that the tagline "Gobble Gobble Motherfucker" was conceived before the entire movie.
Yeah, okay, I knew that.
Yeah.
That I fucking knew the minute they said it and it was in the trailer. I was like, they made this movie purely because someone thought of that fucking line and they wanted to use it somehow.
Yes. Before they made this script, they were thinking about making another movie. Can you think of any other holiday that might have an interesting thing to do a horror movie of?
Easter Bunny.
Good job. They tried to title it Extravakill. Extravakill.
That's awful.
Yes. So there's that. There were absolutely no shots below the belt of the turkey because they literally just use a decoy turkey from a hunting store. By the way.
Yeah. The turkey prop was, like, okay, except for the mouth.
Yes.
Like, the mouth was very clearly, like, the same color as the rest of the face and beak, and there was, like, very clearly no hole or mouth or anything. It was so dumb. Anyway, keep going.
It spawned, as you said, a musical theater rendition. ThanksKilling the Musical. Self-funded, self-distributed column has a meaty reach. Based off of the stills, the musical is just as schlocky as the original. I'm going to send you one photo real quick. Don't mind me. Into podcast. Go ahead and take that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes. As you said before,
Fucking hell.
the sequel is to be continued in space. So there's that. But there is no ThanksKilling 2. There's apparently there was a script for ThanksKilling 2, but it didn't go anywhere.
What, like the first movie?
What else did I have? Yeah, there was no intention of making any sequels. A sequel, ThanksKilling 3, was released 3 years later.
Yeah. Is there anything else about this awful, awful movie?
Yes, there's a few. The opening scene with Wanda Lust was shot, what do you know, without a permit in a public park.
Why am I not surprised?
Uh-huh.
Can't film these tits without a permit.
Yeah. Let's see. The original was built and sculpted for the puppet, the bathroom, Okay, an opening scene. The opening scene was originally written and planned to be much more extravagant, involving an entire Native American and Pilgrim dinner scene. Time and money quickly ran out, so the scene was never shot. However, this was shot in 11 days. Wow, not 7.
Wow, I never would have noticed.
I mean, listen, it's fine. Ryan E.
Thank
Francis,
God
who plays Darren in the movie, is a drummer for the band Overrated. One of Overrated's songs can be heard on the radio when the kids are in the Jeep.
Did I not? I think it's actually the song that I said as well.
Yeah.
Because one of the songs I was like, what's the bet that this song is like? I think I said the director's brother or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I should have been more, like, vague and been like, it's someone related to the cast, like, relative or they're involved somehow. Because it sounded like one of those songs, you know?
So, the last one, the creators also copywrote the second title as a potential title for overseas release in countries that do not celebrate Thanksgiving. They were to call it Death Turkey, because other places don't exactly celebrate, like, Thanksgiving.
No, they don't, because it's purely an American holiday.
Well, Canada has it too, but yes.
Well, that's because they have their own version of it.
Yes. I don't expect
ju-
everybody to have our Thanksgiving, but I'd sort of imagine, like, everybody having their own could easily be a thing.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just, they could have been so much better with this movie. It feels like they just they wasted the opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So,
anyway.
-10 to 0, and then 0 to 10. Where are we going?
I'd say -3. It has its moments, but like I don't really like it that much.
No,
I wouldn't
fair.
want to watch it again, really.
I think it's one of those things that you're like, haha, it's Thanksgiving. We watched it last year, so let's not watch it this year. But, like, maybe next year, sort of thing. Right?
Yeah.
So I would probably agree with
Maybe.
you on, like, the 3 to 4-ish. Yeah.
I don't know. I just look at this movie and I'm like, I don't feel entertained. I feel kind of frustrated.
Well, yeah,
It's not dumb enough that I can just be like, this is a dumb movie. It's like dumb enough, but there's such a slight glimmer of a really good movie in here.
Whereas I just don't care. So it's just like,
Yeah,
alright.
whereas you just...
Yeah.
Alright, well, that's that.
Mm-hmm.
I hope your Thanksgiving went well, if you're American listening to this. If you're not, then I hope your Thanksgiving went well.
I hope you didn't get COVID from your Aunt Dorothy.
Aunt Dorothy.
Yeah. Listen, she needed to fly in to come to Thanksgiving, and she refused to wear a mask on the plane, and Aunt Dorothy's a
I'm a friend
fucking
of
bitch.
Dorothy's.
Oh, well, fuck.
Yeah.
She's still a bitch.
Anyway, next month, what'd you say we're watching again?
Rare Exports, and it's going to be on the 22nd of December because Christmas Eve is on the Thursday that we would normally be watching. So we'll just go ahead and watch it on the 22nd instead of the 24th.
Oh boy, that'll be interesting.
Yep.
Oh well.
10:30 Central Time, as usual.
Yeah, as per usual.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, have fun until then. Why I regret fucking doing this movie. And locking us into the next one next.
You
next
were the one that mentioned it, but we'll get there. We'll watch a good movie. We'll watch a good movie in January. Okay.
Hopefully we do. Okay.
We will.
See you later.
Bye.
Goodbye.